What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. It is a beautiful day in the garden today, and I hope it's a beautiful day in your garden, wherever you're at. If it's not, don't worry, still have faith. Spring is right around the corner, and it just feels good to be out in the garden today. Despite the fact that it is, it's probably close to freezing today. I think it's about maybe 35 degrees or so. The sun is out full blast. It just feels so unbelievably nice. And the fact that I can see the garden and there's no snow tells me that spring is coming probably faster than I want it to, in fact. I have a lot that I still have to do. A lot of cleanup that I've kind of been turning a blind eye to, but we're gonna get that done later. But what we're talking about today is actually seeds that you can be starting right now, despite the fact that it's not your last frost date. There's quite a few seeds at our disposal that we can actually start that even if they do germinate, they're going to be fine. And I love to focus early season on these plants. Now, sometimes I might start them indoors if I have the resources to do so, time being a precious resource and space being the other precious resource. If I have both of those, if I have time and space, I will start these indoors to kind of give them an additional head start. But these are crops that if you don't have time or you don't have space, you can start them directly in the ground and they're going to be just fine. Some of them that I'm going to show you even need to be planted. They are required to be planted directly in the ground right now. So they're actually going to benefit from being planted early. Oh my gosh, well this is pretty embarrassing. So when I put my mulch down in the fall, I told you guys that I only planted about half of my garlic bed out, and so I only mulched half the bed. Well, this just kind of goes to show you that we're all human, we all can make mistakes, and even when you make mistakes, things can kind of turn out fine. The other half of my bed was planted out and they're all popping up. We have just about 100% success rate with our garlic that we planted, even though we didn't mulch them. But I am gonna go back and mulch them because having mulch on your garlic is really critical to making sure that they hold that moisture near the roots. Not what I was talking about, but when I sat down to do this shot, I looked down and I thought, oh, there's garlic sprouting. Duh, okay. So, with that being said, let's talk about the first thing that you can plant right now, despite the fact that it's not your last frost date. So the first thing that I wanted to show you guys was parsnips. Parsnips can be planted right now, despite the fact that we're probably about 6 weeks before our last frost date. Actually more like 6 to 8 weeks. Parsnips can be planted right now. Parsnips are a really, really long grow. They take about 110 days to fully mature. And so getting them in the ground now is great, but also parsnips need that cool soil to germinate. If your soil gets too dry or too warm, they won't germinate well at all. And so parsnips love that cool, damp soil. Parsnips are also notorious for having really low germination rates. And so what I like to do is I like to sow heavily, and then that way if there is any gaps, I can go back and I do have time left in my season when I can reseed. Because if you wait until basically your last frost date, 6 to 8 weeks from now, you throw your parsnips in the ground, you're gonna have a window of maybe 2 to 3 weeks where the conditions are ideal for them to germinate. And then if things don't germinate well, then by the time you reseed, by the time you actually wait the 1 to 2 weeks for them to actually germinate, now you're already 3 to 4 weeks after your last frost date and the soil is already starting to warm up and they're out of that really good germination window. So throw some parsnips in the ground, get them in the ground early, and that way you have time to spare in case things don't happen according to plan. Parsnips are a great one. The next one are beets. Beets do so well when planted in early season because of the fact that they not only prefer the colder temperatures, but they're also going to grow slower, meaning that when they grow slower, they're actually going to generate more leaves than they are the actual root itself. And for me, I like to grow multi-purpose crops that have a variety of different uses, and beets are no exception. I love eating the actual beet root itself. But one of the things is that when you plant a beet seed, 1 seed equals 1 beet root. But if you harvest for the greens, you might have, 5 or 10 beet plants, but you have enough leaves to, to feed yourself for weeks and weeks and weeks by just doing cut and come again style cutting, where you just kind of leave some of the inner leaves and harvest those outer leaves on the beets, you can actually grow the leaves, and then as the season warms up, it's going to start to grow the actual root with almost no damage to the crop whatsoever. So start them early, because beets are one that are really going to benefit from the nice cool weather. And if you do happen to get them up and growing and you happen to get a frost or a freeze, they're going to be totally fine. The next one that you can grow are radishes. Now radishes, I don't think anybody, I don't think this is any surprise to anybody, but radishes are some of the first crops we put in the garden because they are the first crops out of the garden. They're about 25 to 35 days to fully mature. And so the sooner you can get them in the garden with this super nice cool weather, cold weather, and damp soil. That's another key thing for growing radishes, is that you're going to be able to grow multiple successions of radishes before it becomes too hot for them to really survive. Because radishes, their range of survival is actually really low. If it gets above 70 to 75 degrees, they start to go to seed. And so you don't want to basically plant seed and then have them go to seed, because you're not going to get anything. So start them super early, and then every 2 weeks we do what's called succession planting. And then that way, as they're maturing, we're harvesting the whole season. And as we're harvesting, there's more coming to maturity ready to be harvested. So throw some radishes in the ground. They can be grown before your last frost date. The next one is spinach. Spinach is so much, it's very similar to radishes in that it's such a cold hardy green. It needs the cold weather to do well. Anything above 65 to 70 degrees, it's gonna start going to seed or bolting. And so you gotta get your spinach in the ground. I will regularly start spinach in succession, much like I do radishes right now. A lot of people are probably just barely getting their garden, unwinterized. But if you can take soil, like see how I just grabbed soil, right? If you can work the top 1 inch of your soil, you can be planting some seeds. And if you can work the top 1 inch of soil, any seed that I'm mentioning right now, you can start. So just because your soil might still be frozen a little bit further down, that does not mean you can't get some stuff started and growing. So I will start spinach just like I do radishes every 2 weeks. I will throw a couple rows of spinach in there, and that way, as some is just starting to mature, I have some that's just getting ready to mature. And that way I have a consecutive harvest all season long, or as long as the weather will allow. The next crop that you can be growing is kale. Kale is such a delicious green. It's something that is super cold hardy. In fact, we've been able to overwinter kale without any protection at all for many years. It's basically a perennial here in Michigan, depending on the variety you grow. Things like the blue-curled Scotch kale and the scarlet kale are two varieties that pretty much do not die here. And so if you're growing them for the first time, get them in the ground early, and that just means you're gonna have a longer season. They can totally handle the cold weather just fine. The next one that I don't hear enough people talking about that I absolutely love is mash, or corn salad. Now, this is actually more like a leafy green. They need cold weather to really grow well, but also taste well. If you grow mash during hot weather, they get super bitter, really not that palatable, and a lot of people don't like them because they get too bitter. But the sad reality is they're not growing them in the right time. If you grow mash, like right now, basically for us, it would be about the beginning of June, you're gonna have the most crisp, sweet, buttery, soft leaves you've ever had in your salad. And it's something that I highly recommend trying, but it gets a bad rep because people just grow it during a bad time of the year. So throw it in the ground now, it can totally survive. The next crop you can throw in the ground before your last frost date that a lot of people wanna know when they can start is lettuce. Lettuce is a crop that I always say, get it in the ground as soon as possible. Much like spinach and radishes, cold weather is key because cold weather will allow you to grow it longer. If you have hot weather above 75, 80 degrees or so for a period of time, probably longer than about 2 weeks. So maybe like early June for us is kind of that stopping point. Once we hit early June, our lettuce is done. And so anything we can grow pre-season, like before the garden actually technically starts, is just bonus lettuce in my opinion, and it's more lettuce that I can put on my family's table. So get it started early. I will say also that germinating the lettuce does sometimes take more time when weather is cold, because seeds do require different temperatures to germinate, and lettuce is one that it does not love really cold temperatures. It'll stay in the ground just fine, so you don't need to worry about it. If you plant the seed, it's going to be fine. But it's germinating it is the other question. So sometimes it can take 2 to 3 weeks to actually germinate. It can take a lot longer than some of the other seeds I'm talking about, because sometimes the temperatures aren't ideal for it to start germinating. But once it's up, even if you have a freeze or a frost, it's going to be just fine, so don't worry about it. But also don't panic if you plant your seeds and you don't see something germinating. Just give it some time. It's probably just taking a little time for the weather to warm up, so don't panic. The next crop that I absolutely love to plant in early season is Swiss chard. Much like kale, Swiss chard is a crop that grows all season long. It does not have, unlike lettuce and spinach and radishes, it really doesn't have a season. It pretty much just grows all season, which is great. Spring, summer, fall, and winter, you can be growing Swiss chard. So the sooner you can grow it, the sooner you can get it up and harvest it. So I love to plant it early, and I really don't find that there's any ill effects with planting it early. So it's kind of like, why not, right? The next one, which is another hidden secret, kind of a hidden gem that a lot of people don't talk about. I'm not quite sure why, but I absolutely have fallen in love with. In fact, I'm going to be planting out probably about 7 to 10 square feet of one of my raised beds this year with this crop right here. Red vein sorrel. Red vein sorrel, much like Claytonia or Mosh or some of the other, spinach and radishes and things like that, is a leafy green. Now, it does not have a season. It's probably more like Swiss chard or kale in the sense that it's basically a perennial. It does not have a season. You can grow it any season, spring, summer, winter, fall. But in the early spring season, the flavor of red vein sorrel, if you know, you know. In fact, if you've tried red vein sorrel, just tell me I'm not crazy in the comments box below. It is truly an absolute gem in the garden. The next one is celery. Celery is much like parsnips in that they take a long time to mature. And so because they have such a long maturity time, and because they can survive the cold weather just fine, the sooner you can get them in the ground, the better. And so, and you're also gonna have better germination rates in cold weather or cool weather when the soil is damp and not as hot and dry and stuff like that than you would in the summer. So start them early, you're gonna have good luck with that. The next crop that a lot of people do not plant early enough, and they always have problems with because they don't, is carrots. Plant your carrots out early, folks. Plant them out early because carrots have notoriously poor germination rates once the soil gets warm and dries out. Carrots like damp, cool, and dark soil. And so what we'll do is in the early season, we'll plant our carrots, like right now. And then what we'll do is in about 2 weeks, we'll plant another succession of carrots. And then in about 2 more weeks, we'll plant our final succession of carrots. So over the course of 6 weeks, we'll plant 3 successions of carrots. And that's when the soil is cool and damp. You'll have the best luck and the best germination when the soil is cool and damp. The next one is broccoli rabe. Now, this is a type of broccoli. It's known as sprouting broccoli or spring rapini. And I absolutely love this because you can start it early. Unlike other broccoli, a lot of people, you'll notice I don't have like regular heading broccoli here. And that's because heading broccoli does not do well in early season. It gets warm too fast and then it goes to seed. So by actually starting sprouting broccoli, you can get all the harvest you want and basically keep cutting. It's just perpetual harvest from broccoli. They just produce smaller little heads than like a big heading broccoli does, but they produce way more, and they don't really care if it gets hot because they're already going to be basically creating side shoots as it is. So this one I love to plant in early spring because it's going to be the best one of any of the broccolis you're going to plant. And it's just super versatile. So grow this one. You're really going to love planting it in early season. 2 seeds that I don't have represented here are onions and potatoes. You can plant onion seeds right now, much like celery and parsnips. They take about 100 to 110 days to fully mature. So get them started now when you can. They're going to be totally fine, and they're going to be able to handle the cold weather no problem. So those are all the seeds that I've got for you to start before your last frost date. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. If you did, make sure to throw a like up there. Subscribe if you're not yet already. We are on the road to 1 million subscribers. We're so freaking close. And so I just want to thank you all for your support. I want to thank you all for like 10 amazing years of this, and I cannot wait for so many more. So thank you guys so much. As always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you to grow big or go home, and we'll catch you all later. See ya. Bye.